Hello, my name is Karen. I'm from the First Generation Consultancy, and today I wanted to talk about the writing criteria. It's very important to understand the writing criteria so that you can get the maximum marks when you do your writing test. The total criteria here, there are 5 criteria on this side, which are worth 7 marks. 7 times 5 is 35. This criteria is only worth 3 marks, but it's very important as well. So in order to maximize your marks, it's important to minimize your misunderstandings. I find one common misunderstanding is that students feel that if they can write good English grammar and they can take the task notes and fit them into a letter, that they will get a good mark. But that is not true. It's very important that you understand these criteria and that you understand the purpose, why are you writing, who are you writing to, and what are you going to ask them to do. You need to have your letter well organized. So just good grammar and using, the format of the address, the date, and the appearance of a good letter is not enough. The content of your letter is very important. So when we talk about purpose, worth 3 marks, I would say it's actually worth more than that. Because if you know why you are writing the letter, it's going to be a lot clearer. At the beginning of the OET writing test, there are 5 minutes allotted just for reading, and you're not allowed to write during that time. It's very good that they've allotted 5 minutes because it takes more than 5 minutes to clearly understand the task. So don't be in a hurry to write. First understand, why am I writing this letter? There's usually a trigger. Maybe the patient is being discharged home. Maybe the patient is being transferred from one place to another. That's the trigger. That's why you are writing the letter. The content, you will notice in this that the content says it is appropriate to intended reader. So the reader is very important. Who are you writing to? You need to know clearly, is it a medical person, non-medical person? Who am I going to write to? You need to know, it says you're going to address, so the content is going to address what is needed to continue care. In each situation, you are going to be asking someone to continue care. And you are going to think, as you read the task, you are going to look at each piece of the task information, and you're going to consider, does the reader need to know this to continue care? So if you're asking a physiotherapist to help someone with their mobility, then it's going to be important to tell them what the patient's mobility status is. If they're living in their own home, if they are, if they have an attitude toward using mobility devices, all of these things are going to matter to the physiotherapist you are writing to. So you're going to judge each piece of information according to that. Do they need to know it to do what I'm asking them to do? And then it should be accurate. So make sure that you don't add any cause and effect where there is no cause and effect. If it's just details, just inform them of the details. Don't go into any cause and effect. That can easily change the accuracy. Here, the length of the document is appropriate to case and reader. So here we have reader again. So if your document is written to, say, an emergency situation, you're going to make your document shorter You're not going to make your document as wordy as you will if you are writing to a nurse in, say, a community center, where she has time to read the letter without any shortcuts. You're going to try and be as short as possible. It should also be 180 to 200 words, not more. Now, this is just given to guide you. If you are well over 200 words, probably you have included something that is not necessary for the reader. If you are well under 200 words, maybe you've missed something that the reader needs to know. So the usual letter should take about 180 to 200 words. Another reason it might go over is because you have not been concise enough. And there are particular ways that you can make your writing more concise. Nobody has free time that they want to read a long letter that is 250 words if the same letter can be written in less than 200 words. Here we're talking about genre and style. So the genre is the formality of the letter. This is not a highly formal letter, neither is it an informal letter. So you want to hit the middle of the road in formality. The genre and the reader are also, according to the discipline. So who are we writing to? You must be clear. And you must be clear, say for example, an occupational therapist, they don't have a medical background. So if you include medical information, it's clear that you haven't understood who you are writing to. The technical language should also match. So you know that if you are writing to a physiotherapist, they will know what a CVA is. But you should not abbreviate if you're not writing to someone who will know that abbreviation. So be careful about your abbreviations. The politeness, yes, so the politeness should match the genre. So you don't want it overly polite, nor do you want it impolite. The organization. So this is also worth 7 marks, organization and paragraphing. So it should be logical. The case notes are not organized at all. In fact, they are intentionally disorganized to see if you will catch it, to see if you will know how to put it into an organized fashion. If you're talking about somebody's weight, and then there's also information further down about their diet, and maybe there's medical history further down that tells that they are a diabetic patient. So these points are all related, even though they may be spread throughout your task. So you need to put your related information together. Sometimes it's good to organize according to time, preoperatively, postoperatively, or when the patient was admitted, now they are being discharged, you will organize according to time. So there is no format. This is another misconception of the occupational English tests. It would be very easy if there were a format. You could say in paragraph 1, just write this. In paragraph 2, just write that. But it's not like that. It will be different according to every case, and it should be logical. So you need to have a logical understanding of the case. Key information is highlighted. So something that is really important, that should be told before something that is much less important. If there is a patient who has had a heart attack, so you're not going to write about their osteoarthritis before you write about their hypercholesterolemia. So you're going to organize your points according to the type of patient that you have, the type of problem that is there. Language features, spelling, punctuation, vocabulary, these come with practice. And it's important to be very careful. Be very careful about your punctuation. Neither too much nor too little. Grammar, it's very possible that you might need to do some grammar review before you take the OET classes. The OET classes do touch on grammar, but they are not grammar classes. So it might be possible, it might be necessary for you to go online and study some particular grammar which will help you to write the letter. So the main thing is that it won't interfere with the meaning. So if the grammar interferes with the meaning, that is going to reduce your marks. Anyway, this is very important that you understand what you are aiming at. If you're going to write this test, you really need to have clear understanding of the criteria which you are being marked on. So that's all for today. Thank you.